Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for Donald John Trump's Wednesday, October 21st. So it's his health of his body, challenges, karma, what he's doing, and his future. So I'll talk you through it as I go if you're new to my channel. And this is the Maybe Lenormand by by Ryan Edward. This deck. And the tarot deck is just the Borderless Rider Waite. Okay, so tuning in. Okay, so the health of his body, the challenges to his health, his emotional body, which includes his lymphatic system and connective tissue, his mental body, which is, of course, his nervous system, coordination, karma, which has been accruing, what's hanging over him. Next card is for what he's doing on this day, this Wednesday, and his future. Okay. And, you know, sometimes it comes through like the day before, the day after. The timing is always a little challenging. Okay, so with the tarot, the health of his body, his challenges, his emotional body, mental body, the karma that's hanging over him, what he's doing, and his future. Okay. Let's move these aside for now. Okay, so what he's doing is he's moving forward. Well, with the health of his body, he's just going. It's the go 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 card, you know, with the Knight of Wands. It's just a lot of impulsiveness and pushing yourself out there, which he does all the time. On a health level, this of course has to do with impulsive addictions, and he does have an impulse control disorder, and of course, you know, because he hasn't been seeking help, he absolutely is undiagnosed. You know, he's an undiagnosed malignant sociopathic narcissist. And I'm pretty certain he has dual, if not triple, addictions. So this card right here is speaking to that. This card also with health issues has to do with strokes and headaches and temper, you know, temper problems. Okay, so his challenge with the Sun card, yeah, the challenge is to the vitality of his body. One of my subscribers, and I subscribe to his channel too, I think it's called Intuitive. Oh goodness, you guys would have to look in my channels that I feature. I follow you guys back too. If you have any content up there that's not personal and you subscribe to me, I subscribe right back. That's just how I roll. But so this guy's been around for a long time, and he's been doing tons and tons of videos, and I think it was like Intuitive Souls for, oh my goodness, I forget. But anyway, he commented one time and taught me that when the Sun card comes through for him with his readings, that it's always about a medical condition. So I thank you for that, dear sir. I thank you. So that's the challenge is his drug addiction and the vitality to his body, and probably, you know, there's another medical incident that'll be coming through soon. With his emotional lymphatic connective tissue system, wow, with the Judgment card reversed, Well, of course, you're not honoring the needs of your body. You're not honoring your real needs. They've gone unmet as a child, and then it's all just kind of working against you at this point. That's very, very challenging. When it's reversed, you can be like going through your own personal hell. Because there's been such a refusal to, examine yourself. And all we'd have to do is look at the card right here. That looks a bit like a medical card to me, It's kind of the Red Cross. When it's straight up, it's, a rebirth. It's honoring your call. It can be very, very beautiful. When it's reversed, and especially when we're talking, the emotional body, that's terrible. It's really terrible. It can indicate time in the hospital. So whether or not he actually gets to the hospital, he needs to be. It's that place where it's like insanity. Just like the reversed moon card can be insanity and paranoia and depression, things like that. With the Judgment card, it's big changes on a health level, because of course that's what I'm reading here with these first 4 cards. It has to do with just keep getting, going through hell, because he's been so untrustworthy. He hasn't taken care of himself. He has betrayed his own body. So now, he's going through probably some emotional self-doubt. But again, that refusal to go inside. So mentally, with the High Priestess, now that's interesting. With a High Priestess on a mental nervous system, health issue, because it's ruled by the moon, we're back to that same thing that I get just about every day where there's, water retention and gout, and could be dehydration as well. Especially with these 2 cards, they're hot. These are hot. So there very well could be dehydration into the brain. That's terrible. That's terrible. And with the rest of the body, with gout, that's also, it's that, water retention, and it's problems with the mucous membranes because it's ruled by the moon. So there's that. His karma that's hanging over him, with the 9 of Swords reversed, ooh, well, even straight up, it's terrible. It's depression and nightmares and really high anxiety. When it's reversed, it's hopelessness. It's severe depression. It's feeling like a victim. It's also victimizing others. And of course, insomnia. So he's not sleeping well. And even though he's probably taking, and has been all his life, taking sleeping pills, they're not working. It's not working anymore. It's kind of like that old saying, no rest for the wicked. Ooh. Okay, so what he's doing with the 5 of Wands reversed, maybe he's given up the struggle. On a health level, this could be, what he's doing on a health level. It has to do with, burnout. It's chronic fatigue. It's impotence. It's overwhelm. It's a very, very unhealthy ego because there's such a need to win. And there's, avoiding conflict that comes in there sometimes. But with the health issue here, that's very, very challenging because we're dealing with Saturn in Leo here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So with the Judgment card, I'm so sorry, I forgot to say, Pluto and Scorpio. And with the High Priestess, of course, I did say the Moon. but it can also be Cancer. It can be the moon in Cancer. And then with the Nine of Swords here, of course, Mars in Gemini. I get this card for him often. Now, if you have Mars in Gemini, don't beat yourself up. Don't be hard on this. It can mean that you have a thirst for a wanting to learn as much as possible. You know, it can be the scholars, students, professors, and the love for communication. But, you know, if you misuse it, excuse me, hold on. If you misuse the energy, if you use the energy in the wrong way, then, of course, it's just OCDs. It's overly just overthinking constantly and critical thinking critically about other people. But with what he's doing with the Five of Wands here, that's on a health level, that's just terrible. And then he's doing things that burn himself out even further. Burn, burn, burn. Dry, burn. And then holding water in the wrong places. His future, with the Devil reversed, he may be finally released from his body. That's very, very possible. It's Saturn. Hold on, let me see if I turn this light off, if that helps. Okay, sorry about the little glare here. With the Devil reversed, of course, this is Saturn in Capricorn. And Saturn, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So we're dealing with old age issues here, or feeling like, you know, you're really old. It has to do with bones and, but also a chronic numbing out, you know, when it's a health issue. It's also, you know, very, very unhappy. Can be even issues with the teeth, just anything in the skeletal system. Of course, when it's straight up, it's all about apathy and cruelty. But reversed, it can be sometimes that you're breaking free and detaching. I mean, if you guys ever get this card yourself, I would say, you know, don't take any of these things that I say about Donald Trump onto you, because I'm reading in the most negative, because, and anybody can call me biased, I don't care. I know him well enough by now to see. I gave him his chance the first year he was in office, and he blew it. And if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Wanted to add a couple superlatives before that, but I didn't. So, okay. But anyway, this can sometimes be breaking free of the physical body, and we all know what that would mean. Okay, so let's layer the Lenormand. Excuse me, with the pig. And this has to do with his prosperity, his challenge. With the coffin card is that something is coming to an end. And because this is the challenge to his physical body, this is a card of death. This could be all the people that have crossed over with the coronavirus, of which he's trying to make money off of, and all the money that has been funneled to his cronies. And Mitch McConnell is, and Bill Barr, and those, and Jared Kushner, all of those people are right in there with him. You know, his karma is their karma as well, because they're right in there with him, and they've propped him up and enabled him to do this. So, on a physical level with the pig, this, of course, is overeating. This, of course, is greediness. Not that I don't love little pigs. I had baby pigs before. I had a mama sow and 13 baby pigs once, way back in the day. It was an incredible experience. Anyway, not going into any negativity about pigs. Just on a health level, of course, it would have to do with overeating, overuse, and it just correlates to this card. I don't know that this is really any extra information onto this card. It's overdoing and it's addictions. And the challenge is, of course, is that he has to hit rock bottom. He has to have a medical incident. He has to die before he gets his lessons, because he's not doing anything to go in the right direction, and we can see that with this judgment up here. So, and then with the rider card added to the lymphatic system and the connective tissue, you know, the emotional body, this could have to do with his ankles, with his mobility moving forward. This could have to do with that right leg that he kind of drags around sometimes. Because if the circulation, if the circulatory system isn't working well, it can definitely affect the ankles and knees. And this is anything athletic. This card rules anything and everything athletic, and tendons, ligaments, you know, ankles, feet. So there's that. It's the little Mercury and Aquarius card. On another level, I feel like this has to do with the fact that he's traveling so much up in a plane that his circulatory system isn't able to, because he's doing it on a daily basis. And I think, you know, even pilots don't do that. I think that they take breaks. But he's doing it so much that I think that this is affecting his mobility physically. I mean, he's not golfing. He's not, well, even when he golfs, he uses his golf cart, but he's not walking much. He's not doing anything healthy that could get him out of addictions, you know. Okay, so mentally, yeah, he's just still trying. He's looping around. There's the OCD, and he's not connected to his higher self. I wish, you know, he would have started some of that years and years ago, but he didn't. And, you know, he's had chance after chance. I mean, can you imagine being born into a lifetime where you have immense, you know, opulence, and you have the luxury of being able to do whatever you want with your life? And if you wanted to learn about trauma and bonding and healing and wounding, and, you know, if you wanted to be like Mary Trump and turn out to be, you know, not only, I think she was a licensed clinical social worker, but she's now a professor. She teaches, you know, psychology. She did something really good with her ability to have a good start and a good foundation. But then she's worked really hard to get where she is too. So I'm not ever going to say anything was just totally given to her. And I believe we choose our parents. So that's another whole topic. But with him, he's just, it's like this looping around in his brain. His nervous system isn't working correctly, but he's also very dependent on other relationships. So I think that this has to do with some kind of, like, he's always thinking about who can he get to commit to him, to help him. With his karma that's hanging over him, with the clover, well, that just has to do with, because I can't say that this has anything to do with, like, herbal remedies or, you know, him like eating his veggies and getting out in nature, because he doesn't do that. I have to go with a different meaning, and it has to do with riskiness. It has to do with being an opportunist. Okay, what he's doing with the whip, or birch rod, or broom, whichever you want to call this card, he's being abusive. He's being abusive. He's abusing his own body, and he's also abusing others. And then with the child card over the devil reversed, I think that this has something to do with some new start. I mean, I don't know. This could be the day that he decides to go back home to spirit, you know. There's that possibility, because we have the coffin card here, and the child card is about a new start. If it's not if it's not that, what it can be, well, let me just draw some extra cards. Hold on, let me move these other decks out of the way. Let's get some more information about this. What is in his future? It's a health issue that he thinks he can just keep throwing money at, because that's been what he's done in the past. There are secrets and issues with his brain. And probably, most likely, allergies. That require, allergies. Hold on, let's do this. Health issues with the brain. He's trying to throw money at health issues with his brain. And there may be an allergy to a prescription, because the letter card has to do with prescriptions when we're talking about the health. It also rules, it's the card for all documents, written, email, text, things like that. But because we have the health card here and the brain, this is also secrets. But this is an allergic reaction to something that's been prescribed, a prescribed medication. So whether this is his near future or his, distant future, whether it's secret and never comes out, I think the cards are telling us that that will be part of the end. Because we always have to remember, like these two cards here, these four cards, they're the most important for the whole reading. So, okay, I'll clean this little mess up over here later. Let's use the Spirit Animal Oracle to get some messages for us. Oh, also I wanted to let you guys know that I do daily spiritual growth readings, but I use this deck, the Light Seers Tarot, and I dive into spiritual growth. These are beautiful, beautiful cards, and I often use this deck as well with those readings. And they're short. I try to keep them, under 15 minutes. Sometimes they're only 5 or 6 minutes. But they're not time sensitive. They're just daily little. Sometimes it's what happens that day for some of you. I've heard, but for the most part, they're timeless in the sense that I dive into spiritual law, which is a little challenging to do with Donald Trump, but I try. But so for us, what is it that we need to know? For us, on Wednesday, October 21st, I'm hearing 3 cards. Okay. You guys won't believe it. I got these 2 cards, these same 2 cards for the spiritual growth reading that I did before this one. Okay, but first of all, we get Cow Spirit that says the miracles are endless. That is so true. Especially when you're really working and you're really tuned into taking self-responsibility for all aspects of your life, and which is knowing that you create your own reality, and wherever things aren't going well, then what you do from there is you just look at like, you're here at point A and you want to get to point B. Well, what's in the way? And whatever's in the way is always a false belief. So it's about clearing out the false beliefs, and then the more you're taking self-responsibility for your own life, then synchronicity starts happening. And it's like these little divine coinkydinks, and you're guided, and things happen, much quicker. Like you know more quickly. Oh, Well, that happened because of this false belief, and you start connecting it back and back and back into, childhood issues, and some people have like past life issues or awarenesses that come up. I've had that many times in dream time. You don't even have to go get a past life regression. You just open up to the universe to teach you, and then from there know that the information will come through. If you want to, but you have to ask for it first, and that has to be your intention. So once you go there, the miracles are endless, and it keeps happening and happening. And then Grasshopper Spirit says, take a leap of faith. So believe in miracles. The belief in miracles is taking a leap of faith, especially with these times that we're in, because we're seeing so much corruption come up. And we have been. I mean, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. So, and it goes very, very slowly. It takes 243 to 248 years to get around the zodiac. So the fact that it's in Capricorn now at this time, it's the last time it's going to happen in anyone's lifetime who's on the planet, because none of us live that long. And it's an elliptical orbit, so it stays in some signs for a shorter amount of time. Like the Pluto and Scorpio generation is very small because it didn't stay in very long. Pluto and Cancer generation was huge. A lot of souls came in then. And the Pluto and Leo generation, a lot of souls came in then. Pluto and Libra as well. So until 2023, we're in Pluto and Capricorn, and it has the Pluto transforms, but the way it works is that it brings things up that were previously hidden. So corruption is, under the domain of Capricorn, just being selfish and trying to get ahead. But I'm not putting down any Capricorns, because on the other side of that, we always have the extremely negative and then all the degrees in between to the extremely positive. The extreme positive vibration, synergy, consciousness of Capricorn is integrity. So those of you out there who have just been appalled at what you're seeing, you have a healthy function in Capricorn going on, Sag and Capricorn. So just to know that these things that are coming up, we need to have faith and know that it was already there underneath. All this time, the corruption had been there, or the propensity for corruption had been there. But now it's coming up and we're seeing it. So things are not getting worse. They're just finally being revealed. And with the Moth Spirit, I've got both of these cards in my other reading, it says to surrender now, but I had some little giggles around, well, when you stop and you go inside and you want to be present and you're deeply in the now, the next thing you realize is that, okay, there's another now and another now and another now. So yes, it's very, very good to be present and be still, but more important is to have your intention, to have your decision to go somewhere in your mind, in your body, in your psyche, in your experience, in your soul, that your spirit wants you to go, which is to come back home to who you truly are. So that's the surrender point, surrendering to this beautiful, web of love that we are grounded upon, that we live within, and to know that's the truth. That is the truth. And from there, miracles are endless, but you have to align to, with all that positive. You have to have your own positive intention and align with that love. And don't believe in pessimism, and do not believe in cynicism, and do not go there in your mind, because it'll lead you down a rabbit hole that is unnecessary to go in. So we need to trust that justice will be served. It may be beyond our lifetimes. Those of you who are my age, and I'm in my I'm 67. But we can work it to help the younger children, and we can try and lay a healthy, strong integrity or foundation of integrity for the little ones coming in, and who knows, we might leave this lifetime and then come right back in, like a year later or something. You never know. And then you'll be glad that you did all the work that you did, because it'll be a very different experience. So we're always here, fighting for the truth, fighting for justice and fairness and equality. And I think we can hold our RGB as our greatest mentor in that area. So, okay, so that's all I'm getting for today. I think it was could be a little too much, but I'm happy to be here with you guys. Okay, take good care. Thanks.